the bottom line is it's impossible to compete with this level of quality and depth. It's just impossible. That's why obviously Arsenal has put a great fight, and I think we're all thankful for it. Watching Premier League, because we thought it was going to be Liverpool, and then and then Arsenal at least gave us 3 quarters of a season of a fight. It's still not over, but I think we all agree that Manchester City are going to go from strength to strength. You look at Julian Alvarez, who's got 8 goals in the Premier League. This is a wonderful strike in this one as well. He's a World Cup winner, scored 4 goals in the World Cup. He's so young. But I think he understands what this team is all about. I think all these players, for the most part, understand that being on this team, you are going to get plenty of chances. And, in the meantime, you're going to come out of this experience, however long it will be, with number of trophies. So it's a wonderful team to be, because I think Pep Guardiola is one thing, and that is a manager who really holds players accountable. And if you drop off even a little bit, and for most of us, it's not even a drop off sometimes, in goes somebody else, and all these players are challenging each other. So if you look at somebody like Julian Alvarez, I mean, think about it. What must he be thinking in terms of, where's the bar? Where's the ceiling where I need to be when you have, and I don't know because obviously Julian Alvarez can play a little bit deeper, right? He kind of sort of that De Bruyne role, not really, but could. But he's got to be thinking, my ceiling is Erling Haaland. And that means 34 goals in the Premier League, 50 goals in the season. So that's just incredible. But he himself, I think he delivers every time he steps on the pitch. And he did that today as well.
It's so amazing and so valuable to have that internal competition, because without even having to do that work specifically, it comes out as a positive result there for Pep Guardiola, as you say, that bar being set so high with Erling Haaland, and that's such big example. Let's talk about the next.
By the way, there's competition and there's competition, because I mean, it's not like two strikers. One has 18, 20, the other one has 9 or 10 and a couple big games, right? I mean, this guy got 50 goals. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah, if we put it in a Formula One conversations, he's about a minute ahead of everybody else, and it's kind of impossible, it seems right now, to catch him even on the same team. Janusz, we were talking about a little bit of these changes for Pep Guardiola, not only for this match, but thinking of these next few matches. You mentioned, of course, that FA Cup final, still the work they have to do in the Premier League to have it in their pocket. And of course, those two matches against Real Madrid in the semifinals of the UEFA Champions League. Where can Pep see where he can rest his most important players for those most important games?
In every game, he's going to do it. I mean, the big team is going to be against Real Madrid. So next 2 matches, just look for that little bit of a rotation, right? It's not going to be crazy. I think we all know pretty much to a T who's going to play against Real Madrid. Bernardo Silva is going to be there. Riyad Mahrez, again, a very good game today. I mean, he was outstanding without scoring, I thought, in particular in the first half. Scores 3 goals against Sheffield United in the FA Cup. Next game, guess what? He's on the bench, right? So I think he's going to get his time in the games against West Ham and Leeds. Bernardo Silva today and Phil Foden. Phil Foden is very important, because that gives Pep Guardiola another super quality player, because he's been injured. He's been working himself into a full fitness as well. But I think, if you look at these next 2 games, I don't think anybody's going to be surprised if he's going to get more and more time. And who knows, he may be at 100% in those big time matches, meaning, of course, the Champions League games, however, against Real Madrid. If they get through, he's going to be available, barring any further injury, and then FA Cup final against Manchester United as well. So I don't think it's an issue, because, as I said, I mean, the level of quality and depth is quite unbelievable. Not only that, you have so many players that can play different roles. Pep Guardiola changes systems, as we see 3 here in the big matches. In the recent past, he's played 4 in the back, because he wanted Bernardo Silva to play against the big name players at Bayern Munich, at Arsenal, the white players. I suspect again you're going to see that back 4 when they play against Real Madrid, because of Vinny Jr. And Camavinga and all the other players that they have. So I don't worry about this. If there are no major injuries for Manchester City, this is great time for Pep Guardiola, because he can finally let some players play. I mean, they're probably begging him, knocking at on his door every day. Why am I not playing more and more? I think you're going to see some of those players and I don't like to call them fringe because that's almost unfair, because they're all would be playing in the starting lineups in just about every team. I think he's going to do that. He's going to rotate, make sure that discomfort that De Bruyne feels, if it means that he won't play the next couple matches, so be it.
Yeah, and it's one of those problems that every coach, every manager wants to have, that Pep Guardiola has in this moment, with those players knocking at his door, with so many options available and having to make those important decisions with such an impressive depth that he has in his hands right now. And that in his hands could mean 3 titles for the citizens this season.
Thank you very much for watching ESPN FC on YouTube. For more highlights, analysis, and exclusive content, be sure to subscribe.